The current state of affairs in the USA is complex. While we endure the same conditions as the rest of the world in regard to standard fare, oligarchic oppression via the systematic and weaponized usage of capitalism that makes the inevitable transition into one of many variants of fascism which silences all dissent. We also are witnessing the renaissance of overtly prejudiced and racist personalities and the re-emergence of both nationalism and hatred at the same time. Compounding this issue is the deeply rooted fascistic international diplomacy methods of our politicians being turned inward toward groups which already experience significant marginalization within our communities, such as the black and immigrant population. All the while, the group that has consolidated power to a remote group of loyalists that refuse to concede even a single mistake could possibly be made by them, has also taken actions to not only disenfranchise those people even more, but to strip rights from women, children, and to both murder and to cost any representatives of ideas that run counter to their own. The crux of the issue is, and has always been, a resource war. You see, the main driver of the situation is that we, the people of the world, generally have come to the agreement that social needs should be socialized in a way that seems to make sense. That is to say that I think most of the world agrees that each person should have what they need to live, and the liberty to pursue more what they want in life after that. The rub with this is that the political elite and the bourgeoisie currently manipulate the concept of money in order to lay claim to vast quantities of necessary resources globally. The culmination of this comes in the form of world hunger, homelessness, and a lack of necessities such as medicine, education, transportation, communication, and dignity. See, the capitalists and fascist groups within themselves do not actually operate the capitalist or fascist models among one another. This is to say the top 1% are not actively capitalizing against one another or executing fascism as long as they are white men of power. They have for literal centuries enjoyed a sort of micro version of socialism among their ranks, which is evidence that their descent to socialism isn't truly driven by the idea that they don't believe it will work because they are actively operating it for themselves. Rather, the inverse is true. They do believe in the concept of socialism. However, they do not wish to share these resources with everyone because it would mean less for them. In fact, the reaction in the USA to the idea that we the people want to have freedom and equity is the same as has happened in Germany, Italy, Russia, Moldova, Brazil, Hungary, and any other place where these patterns emerge. There is an overtone among those nations that the hyper-wealthy do not wish to share the resources with their people, and instead want to hoard them. The French Revolution was only the beginning.